Hey all, Hipper here. So now that many of you are starting to get your Des Moines, I thought I would do a little video on some good builds here. But of course, first remember to like, comment, share and subscribe obviously. But the first build I'm going to show you here is pretty much the one I think most people will run, which is Norman Scott. And I mean, his base trait is really good. It improves your grouping by 5%, so that's already awesome. And then I have Belly to improve the reload time, because this is all-out reload build here. And then Ding to, improve the reload even more. And you can go with Burn It Down, but I went beyond range here to get more range, obviously. And then better fire chance and armed and ready. So it also has the ingenious indicator that some people find useful. It's not so useful on this build here, but it can't hurt. But you can also pick the the offensive perk in this row if you really want to. It doesn't really matter too much. Down here I have Fixated for a little bit extra precision. That's pretty much what it does. And then I have Refill Station for 10% faster reload. And this is like all-out reload build with Scott here. And Ding is the only one I haven't got maxed. So let's just have a look at what that actually means for the ship stats here when we do this. So for all builds in this video, I use the same modules on the ship. So there's no agile builds in this video here because it doesn't really suit Des Moines. So I have Aiming Systems mod in the first slot, primarily because of the improved dust dispersion, really. I mean, the other stuff is really less useful. Then I have Propulsion mod, because it's nice to, stick your nose out, fire a few shots, and then, go back into cover. And obviously Concealment System here in the third slot, because like I said, this is not an agile build. It's pretty much the direct opposite. This is a very stationary build. And Main Battery mod 3, because this is all about reload, at least on Scott. But I keep this one selected for every build I'll show you here, because I simply think it's the best pick, really. Alright, let's look at the stats here. And this is a fully upgraded Scott and a fully upgraded Mbelly and almost upgraded Ding. He's 16.2, I believe. So you got reload 3.9 seconds, 17 kilometer range. You can expand that if you want to. And of course, like stock HE and AP damage. But the reload here is what you should focus on. But 3.9 seconds is extremely fast for a heavy cruiser. It's actually quite outrageous. Alright, next up is a premium commander, and it is Azure Lane Baltimore. And I'm not using her as an agile commander here. As you can see, her base perk is actually improved rudder, which does nothing really for this build here. So she's probably the last commander I would choose. And I've chosen to make her an AP focused build here. You could also make it HE focused if you want, or reload focused, just like Scott. But just to have something different, I have Lucians on here for improved AP damage. He's also fully upgraded. And as the second inspiration, I have picked Yamamoto here, and he is also fully upgraded. So you get 66% extra shells penetration on your AP shells. And beyond range, pretty much a standard pick, unless you go full, fire, igniter. And then we have Azure Lane Baltimore special perk here, Absolute Ammunition. And I mean, you get better penetration, but also your shell fuse is like shorter. And it should give you less overpens, but in real life, I don't see that happening, unfortunately. Fixated on the fourth row, and then obviously in the last row, again, we have Refill Station to improve the reload by 10%. So this is also fully upgraded commanders. They're all three 16.4, so you can't get any better than this. Same modules as before, nothing has really changed there at all. So 2 of everything, and let's have a look here. 4.4 second reload, so it's half a second slower. But then on the other hand, you get better AP performance in theory. That's hard to really measure in real life, Next up, we have a special build here, and this is using Shelly Beepley, who is also a premium event commander. She's not available anymore, but if you have her, then you could, consider this build here. And Refractory, her base perk is really good. Risk of catching fire minus 8%. That's really high. So she's actually really good. So Mikawa for, less detectability or better detectability, whatever you want to call it, 6%. and Swirsky just for a little bit extra here. And Swirsky is not fully upgraded, but the other two are. And burn it down, because you're going to be hunting destroyers with this build here primarily. Full speed ahead. That's just because there's really no better thing to pick. And then armed and ready. Also just because, well, you can pick anything on that line really. But on the 4th row, what you got to pick to make this build work here is this private zone skill here. Because first of all, it gives you 8% less detectability on your cruiser, which is crazy. And it also shows you direction of the closest enemy ship. And with this commander here, you can turn Des Moines into a stealth radar cruiser. And what that really means is that your detection is smaller than your radar radius. So that means that when you are detected, you know that you can just pop your radar and you should be able to spot a destroyer automatically. So I have fully packed selected here because there's really nothing else to select. And obviously this is a destroyer hunter build primarily, so it's nice to have 3 radars and 3 sonars. And the 3rd heal is, you know, kind of a bonus. So let's just look here. Like I said, 3 of everything. Always nice to have that. Absolutely. And look at the radar, 9.9 kilometer range. So 4.8 reload, not too bad, not too shabby at all. But if you go down to the concealment, remember the radar radius was 9.9 kilometers. That means that the concealment should be less than that. And with this build, it's a whopping 9.3. So you can almost take 1 inspiration off and still have a stealth build on Des Moines here. But I keep both inspirations on so I can really, you know, dig that destroyer into my radius before I have to pop the radar. Alright, lastly is my favorite build, and I think I'm one of the only people who run this. I think I heard of one other person, and I'm using Azure Lane Montpellier, again a premium commander. So you gotta pony up some cash for this one, as he's not available anyway. AA guns firing range, also a really good base perk, really nice. I've surprised many carriers with this. Then we have Vian as an inspiration, 4% better or worse incoming dispersion, and along with Azure Lane Azuma, another 1.8%. So beyond range, for more range, again, Igniter, because we're going to be AT spamming a lot with this. And All Out Assault is Montpellier's special perk here. 4% better grouping and 10% worse incoming fire dispersion. That's nuts. And also, like, you pay a little bit in the, like, a little bit extra damage to your cruiser, but really you won't feel that. Refill station again, and again Montpellier is 16.4, so we're getting the full 10% here, and Viang is also 16.4 and Azuma is 16.2. So this is pretty much as high as you can go really, and the modules are the same as before, and also you have the same consumables as the other builds, nothing really different there. 4.4 reload, 17 kilometers you know, firing radius. So unfortunately, and then a little bit better AA defense here, I think by 4 or something. Unfortunately, I can't show you the improved dispersion in numbers because that's a hidden stat. But I can tell you that it works exceedingly well, and this is my favorite build for Des Moines by far. And after that, I think Scott is a second, and then Beepley, and then in the end is Azure Lane Baltimore. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.